Hello and welcome back to the Home-Start Surrey Podcast show. I'm Gemma Whitehouse and today I have Anne with me from Home-Start East Surrey.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming along today. So, first question is, how did you first hear about Home-Start?
I went to a talk given by one of the HomeStart staff, which was very interesting. It appealed to me. I've always liked the idea of working with families and young children, and I had taken semi-retirement and had some spare time.
Okay, and where was the talk?
It was at Tangent, which is a ladies' group, which follows on from Round Table and Ladies' Circle.
I've never heard of that. I need to write this down.
It's a sort of extension. As you get older, you move on from a ladies' circle to Tangent.
Okay.
Yes.
And how many years ago was this? Was it recently?
I joined HomeStart about 5.5 years ago.
Okay.
So I've been with them a little while now.
Yeah, and so when you first heard about them, was that literally the first you'd ever heard? You'd never heard of them before?
It was, yes. I had no idea. No.
Okay, and so the staff member came along and told you about what we do, and did it just appeal to you straight away, or?
Yes, it did. But in fact, at the time I was quite busy. I had my elderly father, so I didn't do anything immediately. But later on, when I had a bit more time, I thought, oh, remember that? That appeals.
Okay.
I looked it up.
And did you have to wait long until you did your course?
No, I can't remember exactly, but maybe a couple of months. They run courses quite frequently.
Yeah, so twice a year. You've got one in the spring and another in the autumn. So if you time it just right, you don't have to wait too long.
Yeah, no, I didn't have to wait too long.
Okay. And how did you find the course?
Very interesting. A lot of things that you sort of know but hadn't thought about and didn't know about in depth. The discussion groups were very interesting because there were about, 10 of us, and everybody's got a different view on things. And then, of course, there's the qualified staff taking the course. It's very interesting.
Yes, and so following on from the course, once you'd been fully trained, then did you have to wait long to be matched with a family?
No, I think it was almost immediate. There always seems to be a waiting list. And that's quite nice because you don't want to be sort of sitting around thinking about it for too long.
Yeah.
It's a little bit daunting, the first visit.
Yeah, because you're going to a stranger's house at the end of the day.
You are, and although the first introduction is with somebody from HomeStart, after that you are very much on your own with these people who you know very little about. So yes, it takes a little while to get used to it, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yes, and so I imagine you've helped quite a few families over the last few years.
Yes, I think I've had altogether 10 families.
Wow.
But some not for very long.
Okay.
Sometimes they move.
Yeah.
One family, she had a lot of problems and found that it was too much. It wasn't something she needed at that time. But one family in lockdown was 14 months because we didn't change people. It was lockdown was very difficult.
Yes, yes. It was kind of like the lost few months, really, because I know normally it's only 6 months, but I guess they can't really keep to that.
It was difficult. And also the families needed you desperately because they were very, very isolated. And if you already knew them before lockdown, that helped. So
definitely. Yeah, it was a tough time, wasn't it?
It was a very tough time. And a lot of single parents, young children, high-rise, small flats, no nurseries, nothing. So it was very, very tough.
Yeah, thank goodness we're out of that now, eh?
Yes, yes.
And so how have you found it, keep meeting different families? Have you found it interesting, having lots of different examples of, why they might need help and things?
Yes, it's very interesting. When you first go, you have very little information, which has its pros and cons. It's quite good in that you don't have any preconceived ideas. On the other hand, you have no idea what the background is, what some of these people have been through. And every single family is different. The first one I ever had was a boy who looked after his son, and the father was disabled. So that was a very different one. And they're just all different. And some are rich, some are poor, some are well-educated, some aren't. It can be right across the board.
That's right. So we don't means test for who needs help.
No.
It's each done on an individual basis, which I think is really good.
Yes, because just because you have lots of money doesn't mean to say you don't get postnatal depression or
Exactly.
have twins or
Triplets even.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so they can be just as needy.
Yeah.
And in fact, sometimes more difficult because they don't always accept that they need help or say that they need help.
Right. So what would you say to somebody that was considering volunteering for HomeStart East Surrey?
It's not a huge commitment. It's 3 hours a week maximum. I've found the families very interesting. The support from the staff at HomeStart is extremely good. They're always there with advice and help. There's several outings with the families a year, so you all get together. There's meetings for volunteers, coffee mornings, so you can have a chat and see what other people's problems are.
Yes.
The training is very good. It's not for everybody, obviously. I think you've got to like families and young children. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I've really enjoyed it.
That's brilliant. And what would you say is your favourite thing about HomeStart East Surrey?
Most likely the fact that you get to know people, and I think on the whole it's been very rewarding. It's nice to hear afterwards that they have looked forward to your visits, they have enjoyed you coming. And sometimes you think, well, I'm only sitting having a coffee. I haven't done very much today. We've been down to the toddler club and back. But you don't realise that might be the only outing they've had that week.
Absolutely.
And the only thing...
And you are literally the highlight of their week.
Yes, which is rather sad, but very important.
Yes, definitely. So thank you so much for coming along today. We really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed sharing your story.
Yes, thank you.
And I'd just like to finish by asking you a non-HomeStart related question. What's your favourite chocolate bar?
My favourite chocolate bar? Most likely a crunchy.
Oh, I like a crunchy. Very nice. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Anne. It's been lovely to meet you. And I look forward to hearing more stories from you in the future.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I look forward to continuing with HomeStart.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.